Pele is widely considered by many fans as one of the best footballers of all time, alongside the likes of Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi, and Cristiano Ronaldo. But many think Pele is rather overrated. Why? Keep watching today's video to find out. But before we get into the video, make sure you subscribe to our channel and press that bell icon to never miss an update. In 1962, an airplane carrying the Brazilian football gang was crossing the Andes on the way to the World Cup in Chile. Suddenly, the airplane hit a pocket of turbulence and started shaking violently. Dinner had just been served and steaks were leaping off the plates. Pandemonium swept the cabin. This was only 4 years after the Munich air crash had claimed the lives of 8 Manchester United players. In the middle of the consternation, as an airplane full of footballers got convinced they were heading for a rocky grave, one man sat in a state of utter calmness. His teammates could scarcely believe their eyes. "You're crazy," they said. "Don't you have family?" In fact, Pele did have family, but he turned to face his colleagues. "What do you want me to do?" he asked calmly. The turbulence passed, and shrieking snappily turned to laughter. As Pele later wrote, "I believe in God. However, then so be it if we're gonna die." The first key to understanding Pele is his faith. Most Pele narratives unavoidably fixate upon the extreme poverty in which he was raised, first in the southern state of Minas Gerais and then in the poor Sao Paulo suburb of Bauru. Few deal in any great depth with the devout Catholicism that accompanied him every step of the way. As a child, he'd not be allowed to play football in the streets unless he went to Mass, inextricably intertwining the two faiths in his young mind. As Pele was brought up to believe unquestioningly in the energy and preeminence of God, so generations of football lovers were brought up to believe unquestioningly in the energy and preeminence of Pele. For decades, the fact that Pele was the top footballer that ever lived has simply been taken as gospel. Despite the emergence of more recent challengers in Diego Maradona, Lionel Messi, or Cristiano Ronaldo, Pele remains the reference point against which all are judged. But even as you list Pele's achievements, it's possible to pick holes in them. Ali Daei of Iran is international football's leading goal scorer with 109 pretensions and 149 caps. This doesn't make him the topmost player of all time. Hundreds of Pele's goals came in friendlies, against upcountry teams or down-at-heel invitational sides. Pele scored against the truly best, but he scored against the very worst, too. His World Cup record, while impactful, is susceptible to hype. Injury in 1962 means that effectively, he only really won 2 World Cups and wasn't the outstanding player either time. In 1958, it was Didi who was voted player of the event, while in 1970, it was very much a teamwork, with the likes of Tostão and Jairzinho just as important. Pele's home country has long been aware of this. Ask a Brazilian who's their topmost player, and you're as likely to hear Heleno, Garincha, Jairzinho, or Zizinho mentioned. Pele's multiple post-football careers, wayward predictions, and frequently contradictory public statements have turned him into a figure constantly parodied and sometimes disrespected. Just a couple of weeks ago, Pele was criticized again for coming out against the recent political protests, describing them as a great loss for the country. Not for the first time, the arch-conformist had shown himself to be out of touch with the skittish insurgency characterizing the new Brazil. That's all for today's video. Let us know your views in the comments section below, and don't forget to like this video before leaving. Thanks for watching.